Call to order tonight's Committee of the Whole. We appreciate everybody's patience. The council has the minutes from the Committee of the Whole from January the 23rd. Any additions or corrections to those minutes? If not, is there a move to approve?
So moved.
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the minutes are carried forth. Industrial Development Board, Mayor Pro Tem Whitman.
Yes, sir. We have one vacancy. Unexpired term begins immediately and ends October 9, 2028. We had a resignation from Jim Buston, who was the incumbent. I would like to nominate Anna Hovey.
Second.
All right, have a motion and a second for Anna Hovey. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion carries. Animal Control Regulations, Councilman Griswold.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Yes, I just asked, I think on the previous meeting, we can look in the minutes, but about the specific wording. But it's an update on what the city currently has on the books for protection of animals, particularly in foul weather, like we had the snow and whatnot, and how that compares to what the state might be requiring, and if you have any suggestions for improvements or changes in our procedures that we have on the books.
Yes,
Mike
Ms. Crouch?
Cook, our Environmental Services Director, is going to make a quick presentation to you, and I think she's going to give you a touch more information so you get the ordinance in context. Katrina.
Yes, thank you. Good evening, council. So I'll provide you with a general overview and talk a little bit about our ordinance. I think what you're specifically asking about is Chapter 4 of our Animal Ordinance -9 with the care of animal. And then, of course, on the contact Animal Control Division, being that we are available Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. until 4:30 and after hour for emergencies. So our main duties as animal control is to ensure the health and safety of residents and companion animals through the enforcement of dog-related ordinances and the promotion of pet safety and responsible pet ownership. Our team has received the highest standard in animal care and cruelty. Investigation training. Each team member receives additional training in various specialized animal-related fields, including animal abuse, animal first aid and CPR, animal health and nutrition, animal capture and restraint techniques, animal cruelty, animal fighting, chemical capture, animal behavior, animal diseases, livestock cruelty, and investigations. And I've listed our main duties there in terms of enforcing the city ordinance and state laws pertaining to animals. We issue warnings and citations for those violations. We answer questions and respond to animal complaints. We capture loose, stray, and aggressive animals. We transport sick or injured animals for veterinary care. We identify symptoms of common animal diseases and sicknesses, submit animals for laboratory testing as well. We conduct animal cruelty and neglect investigations. We conduct dangerous dog investigations. And we investigate animal bites, assist the rabies officers, the state rabies officers, with enforcing quarantine procedures for Auburn. We collect evidence and document cases and provide court testimony. Our partners are Care Humane Society. I want to point out just a couple of things about Care Humane Society because we could not do some of the things that we do without Care Humane Society. They write grants, and sometimes we end up with individuals that need some assistance. And so we act as that conduit to get them in touch with the right people. And with that, we provide pet food by way of Care Animal Control, dog houses, outdoor kennels, food and water bowls, spay and neuter services, behavior training, veterinary care, and grooming care. We are partners with our local veterinarians that we call on all the time. And we also call on the Auburn Police Department very often. We have a great relationship with our Alabama Health Department, and we have a state veterinarian there that we're in contact with. And also the Auburn University College of Veterinary Medicine, where they have the Good Sam program. To your point, in terms of the animal ordinance, animal control and our animal ordinance is in chapter 4. And this is where you can find everything about care, rabies, restraint, animals in motor vehicles, and additional care of dogs that may be required, along with cruelty and abuse. So I think for us is understanding that although Alabama law states certain things, the city comes in with municipal ordinance and we build a framework on that. So ours can be a little more detailed. So I'll go to chapter 4. Will you go to chapter 4-9 for us? So 4-9 details for us animal care. It is one of the things that we use most when we're citing people for improper care of animals. So the owner of an animal shall provide it with humane shelter from heat, cold, and wind, and shall give it food and water adequate to keep the animal in good health and comfort. Dog houses and animal keeps shall consist of a ceiling, 3 walls, and a floor. Be soundly constructed and in cold weather, lined with dry, clean bedding, and all animals must be provided by their owner with veterinary care when needed to prevent parasites, disease, suffering, and to keep the animal in a healthy condition. So for us, the dog house or the dog keep is primary. We have to think about that, especially when it's cold outside. Just because there's an animal outside doesn't mean they don't have the necessary things on the inside. There can be a warming blanket. There can be a number of things inside that dog house that keeps that animal safe. We use a scale that a lot of cruelty investigators use in order to make sure that we are following and we have the evidence that is needed in order to take an animal, and to make sure that we're treating everybody fairly. So that scale helps us determine when it's bad based on each situation. Each situation is different. We look at things holistically. So we look at the environment, we look at the breed, we look at the size of the animal, we look at the food that it's eating. Is it cared for? Are these things available for this animal? Does this person have everything that it takes? And we give them an opportunity to fix anything that we may find wrong. And so we do a lot of wellness checkups, and we do those in extreme weather conditions. So when it's very cold outside, very hot outside, this being the South, we have more issues with the heat and long-haired dogs than we do any other time. Okay?
Katrina, do you also evaluate the tethering?
We do. We evaluate tethering to make sure they have long enough leads and they have a swivel on there in order to not be tangled, and to have access to their food and water bowls.
There's distance requirements
It
and
is. That there's like a
tethering has to be so long and so on. There's discussion at the state legislature level. Within the last week, a legislator out of Montgomery announced they were going to pursue some state tethering laws, and it appears that ours at this stage are pretty identical to what they plan to pursue.
Yes, and if we go back to the scale, in 2013, we added that in terms of restraining animals, that tethering ordinance, to make sure that animals just weren't tied out anyway for long periods of time, tangled up. Even though food and water may be there, they may not have access to it. So we wanted to make sure when we wrote that portion of tethering in that ordinance that they were able to get to the items that they needed and to get out of the weather.
Where is the scale you're referring to?
The scale I'm referring to is the Tufts Animal Scale, and I will give that to Megan for you.
Okay.
Okay?
Ms. Cook, on this slide at the bottom, it says 2025 proposed amendments for the city council. Is that based on what you think might come from Montgomery, or what consideration?
It's a number of things. We did this, the ordinance that we currently have now in 2013, and for the last 2.5 months, I've been meeting internally with our animal control officers, and we have some recommendations that we'll take to the city attorney, that we'll discuss with our public services executive director, and Megan, and then we will be prepared to bring some things forward. But it's more so in terms of, like I said, the municipal ordinance is our framework based on state law. And what we do is we take a look at the things that are going on in Auburn and where we're having problems at, and we try to correct those and be a little more mindful and thoughtful in the process, so it's easier to understand for individuals. And it's easier for us to prove in court when we go before the judge.
So with stray animals, especially cats, what is your process for capturing stray animals? Like I said, especially cats.
Okay.
I have a lot of stray cats around the neighborhood, and look like to me they suffer during this cold.
We have cat traps. It's quite difficult to catch cats unless they are in a defined space where they can't get out of. You have probably seen us in sewers and drains. Our animal control officers do a lot in order to try to make sure that we are saving animals and taking care of the companion animals. But we do have traps that are available, and I think we may have made contact with you previously, but we will reach back out to you again
Okay.
if you've had more to show up and make sure that we're able to assist.
Talking about cats, we've caught some feral cats on my property, and when you catch them and you take them to a vet to have them checked out or euthanized, or not well, that's part of it too, I guess. But when you capture a feral cat, you assume responsibility for it financially.
You do, because at that point, that cat belongs to you. Now, we do have some individuals, this, of course, is a vet school here. And we do have some people that are out that are taking care of our feral colonies, and they're clipping their ears. So if you see an ear that's clipped,
Right.
know that that cat has already been taken care of.
Well,
It means
it's-
they've
it's-
been spayed or
Spayed or
neutered
neutered,
and
that's
they're
correct.
released back out. Yeah.
It's discouraging to try to catch one and then find out that it's got a significant health issue and you wind up with a big bill.
Yes.
So, I mean, that happened to us,
So-
and the cat turned out, had to be euthanized. So we were trying to do the right thing and wound up killing the cat.
So that's why we encourage you to call us.
Okay. After hours complaints, how are those handled?
After our complaints, you call the non-emergency number for police or fire, which is 501-3100. And they dispatch contacts our animal control officer that is on call, and we take care of that individual.
So you do have one on call in the
We do,
evenings?
we have on call, yes.
But there are times that in the opinion of the officer that is dispatched, the police officer often goes first and may not call
Where it's
out.
not
Yes.
an emergency. So what we want after hours are emergencies. So if there's a sick or injured cat, dog, that's what
Yeah.
we're here for.
Well, obviously this subject came up as a result of the extremely cold weather and the snow, and we had after hours people calling the non-emergency number, calling me as well. And that's why I asked for this presentation and update. So just want to make sure that we are responsive across the board, whether it's your on-call folks or the non-emergency number or whatever. The citizen that reported it all was not satisfied, but that's her issue, not yours. Just want to make sure we have a process in place, and it
Yes.
sounds like we do. So
Yes,
that's
we
good.
do. We have a process in place, and that on-call schedule changes every week. And dispatch gets a copy of that, and they know which officer to call.
Great.
So there's always someone on call.
Thank you very much for your update. Thank you.
Okay? I got one more slide for you, since I have y'all's attention.
Go ahead.
And talking about Councilman Griswold and the information that he shared with the cold weather, sometimes people find it difficult or they don't know when to call animal control. So I want to make sure that you know when to call animal control. When there's issues with an animal that's thin, underweight for its size or breed, is injured, entangled. I think Megan just kind of talked about tethering. unsanitary conditions, you smell it before you see it, physical abuse, the animal's been abandoned, no shelter, no water, animal hoarding, or the animal's left alone in the vehicle and there are some extreme temperatures out there. So once again, there's our contact number there for animal control, 501-3090, and anytime after 4:30, 501-3100 for emergency calls.
I'm sorry, one more question. Where's the detail on the tethering restrictions or requirements?
That is, I think, 417, let me double check. Yes, section 417.
417.
All right, thank you.
And just leaving an animal alone in a vehicle is not against the law, if it's in an unsafe environment.
Pardon me, I didn't.
Like if an individual leaves their animal in a vehicle, that in itself is not,
That in itself, the windows are down, you know, and.
Or the car's
60
running and
degrees
doors
out.
locked, yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So just because it's in the vehicle, it has to be some extreme temperature, vehicles off. It's extremely cold outside or extremely hot, because those temperatures rise in that vehicle considerably.
and it's best to call animal control and not take your own
That's
actions
correct.
with regards
That's
to
correct.
someone's property.
That's correct. Call animal control. They are the ones that are covered by that in our ordinance. So and police, because what we would do is meet police there and establish that there is an emergency based upon the dog's reactions and the palpations of that dog, and determine what needs to be done.
Will these charts be made available to the public? Megan?
I mean, it's not something that we normally do
Now, these charts
Yeah.
are guides.
that are
So
used
they're
yet.
guides. It doesn't mean that we're gonna follow this all the time. Sometimes there can be something that's very
That's fine.
extreme where we need something. So
This-
for us, it's a guide.
In particular, this last slide, if that could be perhaps emphasized on the,
Yeah, this presentation will be
Open.
on our website itself, not just the video, but the PDF. But I thought you meant, this guide here is just
oh,
more
no,
for
no, no, I'm not
internal
talking about
use. Yeah,
that. No, I'm talking about this.
yeah, that'll be available on our website.
Okay?
Right.
And you'll hear from us a little bit more around May or so.
Okay.
Thank you very much, appreciate it.
Thank you, Katrina.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all's hard work.
Thank you.
Okay, any questions on tonight's agenda for the city manager? Ms. Crouch, anything for us? Yes, sir. Okay, is there a move to adjourn the committee of the whole?
So moved.
All right, we'll adjourn the committee of the whole. We'll go straight into our regular city council meeting. We certainly welcome everyone here tonight. We'll call to order Auburn City Council meeting for February the 4th, 2025. We welcome everybody that is with us here tonight. We welcome those that are listening on WANI as well as watching through our streaming services. Lindsay with the roll call.
Adams,
Here.
Koblenz,
Here.
Dawson, Griswold,
Here.
Mormon,
Here.
Parsons,
Here.
Taylor, Witten.
Here.
Here. Would you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and then remain standing for a moment of silence? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. This is the first meeting of the month, and so at this time, we'll recognize our outstanding employees as well as our employee of the month. We're proud to introduce you to our February Employee of the Month, and I have a memorandum here from Philip Dunlap, the Economic Development Director for the City of Auburn. Andrea Mitchell has been employed by the City of Auburn within the Economic Development Department for almost 17 years. She has steadily progressed to different positions, each having a greater responsibility for department operations. She now holds the position of Entrepreneurial and Technology Programs Manager. Andrea has the responsibility of working with local partners involved in entrepreneurial activity, as well as directly assisting entrepreneurs to help facilitate startups and their new businesses within the City of Auburn. Andrea is a very important employee within our operation. She is cross-trained in several areas such as workforce development and in financial management. She works extensively in our industrial recruitment efforts and thoroughly understands how we operate. It is because of her background, our department was able to weather several staff changes over the past year within its financial management group. Andrea, with support from the city's finance department, enabled us to effectively manage the key financial needs of the department during the period necessary to recruit and train new personnel. Andrea made a real difference in ensuring that the department did not have any problems. She did this support while also assisting our outside auditors in completing their work regarding our department. This was in addition to her regular job requirements. Andrea is a valuable and dependable employee of the Economic Development Department who thoroughly understands our mission, which is to increase the City of Auburn's tax base and to recruit jobs for our citizens. It is for her solid work that I heartily recommend her to be the Employee of the Month. Again, we appreciate all of our great employees. Congratulations to Andrea for being our Employee of the Month, and we thank those that work for the City of Auburn for serving the citizens every day that they come to work. Thank all of you. Under the Committee of the Whole tonight, City Council approved Anna Hovey as a new member of the Industrial Development Board, and she will take ownership of her spot soon, immediately. I want to thank the other people, other citizens in our community who also applied for this position. Had some excellent applications, and we appreciate their interest and hope that they will seek other avenues and manners to serve the city in the future. We also had a presentation from Katrina Cook, our Environmental Services Director, regarding animal control regulations. And the City Council learned some more and was able to ask some questions regarding that. And there'll be some information included in tonight's agenda that you can look online for. Under announcements tonight, I want to encourage everyone, the Citizens Academy applications are available and open now. This has been a great program for the classes that have preceded everyone so far. And I believe that it is an excellent way for our citizens to understand how this city works, as well as meet some of the excellent people that work here at the City of Auburn. And all that information is online, and I encourage you to go. And if you're interested in that, it is a commitment. So please take that seriously and go online. You can find that information out. I want to commend our Parks and Rec staff. Recently, there was the Alabama Parks and Rec Conference, state conference. It was held here in Auburn, and our local folks did a wonderful job helping to host that event. There was 225 folks from around the state of Alabama who came to be a part of our community for, I think, up to 3 days, and we were proud to have them here and thankful that they came to our community. I want to say congratulations to the Auburn Student Council. And I say that because recently we hosted a field trip where they all came and spent a morning with us over at the city meeting room. And those young people were so prepared. They gave us some topics that they'd like to hear about, and myself and the city manager and the mayor pro tem were there. But they really came with some great questions, and they were very engaged and very attentive as to what was being said. I appreciate all the staff that took time from their schedules that day to come and be a part of that discussion with those young people. And it was very encouraging to see those young people as interested in what goes on in their city. And I just congratulate them for their enthusiasm and excitement about what happens here in Auburn. Also spent some time over at Auburn High School yesterday with a proclamation. This is CTE month, which is a Career Tech Education Month. And as we continue to move into the future, we all hear about this every day, about workforce and what are the jobs of the future going to be and going to entail, and what are the strategies and training that a young person can receive at the secondary level to prepare for those moments. And there's an enthusiastic program over at Auburn High School, and I appreciate being over there with Ms. Scaife, who's an old friend, and appreciate her enthusiasm and leadership with that program at Auburn High. Later this week and into next week, many of our elementary schools will be hosting World Read Aloud Day, where we're invited to go and read to a class and spend some time with those classes. And I certainly appreciate the number of schools that have invited me, and I know some other members of the council have been invited as well. And we look forward to being a part of those young people's lives just for a few minutes and read a good book to them. I want to congratulate Councilwoman Taylor. She, this past Sunday, hosted a Black History Month program with her group of youth, the YFAB and Match youth that she mentors and works with. They had a great program on Sunday afternoon. There was a lot of work and time that went into that. I give her a pass now for not being able to come to our last meeting that had to get rescheduled because they were practicing that evening. But Connie, I appreciate your passion for those young people, and it was a great crowd over at Boykin Sunday afternoon, and congratulations for that.
Thank you.
And then finally, I want to recognize the passing of a former member of the Auburn City Council, Bishop A.L. Dowdell. He served on this council for 4 terms, 16 years, and he passed away unexpectedly recently, and certainly want to thoughts and prayers with his family, and certainly we're appreciative of his efforts to represent his ward here on the city council for 16 years. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to say tonight, or any announcement?
I just,
Go ahead.
I just want to say thank you, Ron and Councilman Parsons, for coming out and enjoying the program with our youth. And you missed a treat if you wasn't there, but, you know, I know people have different things to do. But I also want to say, I just want to send condolences out to the family of Bishop A.L. Dowdell. He was my brother-in-law for 17 years. And so he would be truly missed. He was an icon in the community. He was a little loud and he can get, but he would truly be missed. And he has touched a lot of people's lives. And so, you know, I just want, you know, us to make sure that we continue to pray for his family and all those people lives that he touched.
Ms. Wood?
Yes, this morning I had the honor to serve as a judge at the Lee County Spelling Bee that was held at the Auburn Junior High School, where 24 young people competed and went 10 rounds, and the winner won with spelling incessant. So I thought that was an interesting word to end on. And then I will be hosting a Ward 3 meeting on February the 11th at 6 p.m. in the James Buston Training Center. This will be to discuss growth and opportunities and developments within the confines of Ward 3.
Anyone else have an announcement? Okay. We'll move ahead with Auburn University Communications.
Good evening, everyone. I hope y'all are doing well. My name's Jack McMurray, and I'm a Director of Civic Engagement in the External Affairs Branch. Tonight, I'm filling in for our Director of City Relations, Evelyn Cherry, who was recently selected to be a candidate for the School of Accountancy's Beta Alpha Psi Honor Society, so big congratulations to her. Currently, SJ is having a really big week as we're heading into elections. Kickoff was earlier today, and we'll be electing new executive members and a Miss Auburn, along with our Senate and our school presidents and vice presidents. From our major candidates, our Miss Auburn candidates are Sophie Marino, Riley Parman, Ellen Cannell, Vera Smith-T, and Kendall Anderson. Our SGA treasurer candidate is Haley Bergenthal, who served as our AVP Financial Projects this last year. Our SGA vice president candidates include Emma Francis Zellner and Buckley Nettles, and our SGA president candidates include Owen Beaverstock and Jake Yon. Last week, the SGA's Heyday team hosted Creed Day, where we celebrated Auburn's Creed on the Haley Concourse, and it had a great turnout with lots of fun activities like seeing the Eagles, and even the Nun came for a little while. On top of that, the SGA Initiatives team hosted an open house last Monday to get people involved with SGA Cabinet and give them the resources they need to begin applying. Finally, with excitement growing around our basketball team, there has been a new protocol announced for queuing and camping before games, depending on what time it will be, as a way to streamline the process to ensure that students can get in and watch the #1 team in the nation. That's all for today. Thank you all, and War Eagle.
Thank you, Jack. Did a great job as substitute. Congratulations. All right, at this time, we'll move ahead to citizens' communications on agenda items. If you'd like to speak to the city council about anything that's on our agenda tonight, we'd ask that you come forward and share your name and address for the record, and you'll have 5 minutes to speak. There's one item on our agenda that does have a public hearing attached. If you'd like to speak about that item, we'll ask that you wait until that time. So would anyone like to speak to the city council at this time about any item on our agenda? Okay, we'll move ahead with city manager's communications.
Mayor, under City Manager's Communications, I have the announcement of 2 vacancies on the Commercial Development Authority for terms that begin March 16th and end March 15th, 2029. Appointments will be made at the March 4th meeting. You ready for the consent agenda?
Please.
Our first item of business is a consent agenda. Does any council member wish to remove an item from the consent agenda and deal with that item individually?
I'd like to remove 8B3, 8 Bravo 3, please.
Anyone else? Okay, we'll take
Wait a minute,
You
8B3.
mean 8B3? Did you mean 8C1?
Correction, I'm sorry. It's 8C1, 8 Charlie 1.
All right,
Sorry,
8C1.
yes.
No others?
No others. Yep.
Okay, item 8C1 authorizes a billboard removal agreement with Life Storage LP for property located at 2020 South College Street that is the subject of an annexation request later on the agenda under item 9A.
Move for approval.
Second.
All right, have a motion and a second. Mr. Griswold?
Thank you. I just wanted to make the public aware, the residents, there's an awful lot of concern and consternation about billboards within the city limits. And this is an agreement that's going to allow an existing billboard to remain for another 3 years. And believe me, it's not because we don't want billboards removed. It's just that we're kind of over a barrel because there's an existing lease in place for this. So I don't want anyone to think that we're going out and approving billboards throughout the city for any reason. Absolutely the opposite of that. This is a mechanism to get rid of a billboard, and we will do so as soon as we can do, as that can be done.
All right. Any further comments? All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion carries. Is there a motion to approve the balance of the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further comment or questions? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the consent agenda is approved. Ordinances.
The ordinances, item 9A is a request to annex approximately 4.4 acres of property located at 2020 South College Street. The Planning Commission unanimously recommended approval of this request at its January 9th meeting and included a condition that the lease of the billboard on site shall not be renewed after the current license expires, and this condition shall be instrumented through a written agreement and signed by the City of Auburn and property owner prior to annexation. Unanimous consent is necessary.
I'll introduce the ordinance and ask for unanimous consent.
I have a motion and a second. Does anyone on the council have a problem moving forward with a vote on this evening? Seeing and hearing none. Any comments or questions from the council? Yes, sir, Mr. Mormon.
This is the same item that Mr. Griswold just raised, the issue about the billboards on. In this case, we'll be looking at annexation of this 4.4 acres.
Correct.
And what we'll be doing specifically is bringing this piece of property in, if it passes, as rural.
Correct.
And as the city manager has pointed out to me, and I'd like to make clear for everybody tonight, we're not voting on zoning. We're not changing the zoning, and the reason for that is because it is fully built. It is what it is, I guess. And the appropriate words escape me, but I guess it's not conditional use, or it is conditional.
It's a non-conforming use, so it comes in as non-conforming, which just means, it didn't meet the then zoning ordinance requirements because it's not in the city limits. However, it also means when you're coming as non-conforming, you can't expand a non-conformity. So they can't do major renovations, expansions, et cetera, unless it meets all the requirements in the zoning ordinance.
It's fully built. I drove by there today. It takes up the whole 4.4 pretty
Correct.
much, unless they go up, I guess. It could be expanded upon.
Could not be expanded upon unless our planning director tells me otherwise. No, they will have to stay in the confines of which it's designed now, and then ultimately, at such time of redevelopment, or they want to do something, they'll have to seek a rezoning to do so.
Yeah. Yes. So on the expansion of non-conforming uses, like, and I guess that's vertical and I guess horizontal as well. So if they wanted to add a single unit, they wouldn't be able to do it. They'd have to rezone and they'd have to get a conditional use approval for it. So I guess their reason for not petitioning to rezone in conjunction with this annexation, there's really no incentive to if they're just going to maintain the business as is. They can do that without expanding the non-conforming and just kind of operate within the non-conforming part of the ordinance.
And that happens too when we do citywide zoning changes. People can end up non-conforming. It's not unusual. In this particular case, the actual zone that they could ultimately go into allows a lot more of a highest and best use than rural zone does. They're actually far more restricted staying in the rural zone. But it's totally fine. It's not affecting anything, and I didn't see a recommendation from our staff that it needed to change.
Thank you very much.
Any other questions, comments?
Do we know why they want to bring their property into the city?
So it was a part of an agreement when they first came to the city and they wanted to build. It was a part of an agreement for them to get water. It was a part of a resolution, and they were mandated a petition to annex after they got their CO 6 months ago.
So in essence, Eric, do you want to speak to that from a water perspective?
Sure, they needed water, and as a condition to getting water, they have to petition to annex within 3 months of obtaining service. So that was the driver for that.
The big win for the city is we've long coveted all property on South College to be in the city limits so that you could exert some zoning control over it. These folks have worked with us from day one, but many years ago, the council attempted to get all county islands on South College annexed through legislative annexation, and we could not get that done at the time. But every piece on South College that can come in is encouraged from the staff level, just from a zoning authority standpoint. It also does help with water and other things.
Thank you.
And that's why there's an existing billboard there, is because it has been in the county.
Correct, and just for clarification with everybody, the city has no regulations that don't allow billboards. We regulate the size of signs. The Supreme Court's been very clear on that. So City of Auburn does not allow signs over a certain size. And in this case, the sign is too big to meet our regulations, so therefore it needs to go.
And so, just for clarification, Megan, when this lease is up, we'll have a separate agreement. When this lease is up in a few years, then the sign will come down at that point?
That's correct, Mr. Cummings.
That's correct. That's the agreement that was spoken to earlier in the consent agenda.
In 3 years. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay. Lindsay with the roll call?
Dawson,
Yes, ma'am.
Griswold,
Yes, ma'am.
Mormon,
Yes, ma'am.
Parsons,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Witten,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Wentz,
Yes, ma'am.
Anders.
Yes. Resolutions.
Item 10A is sends to the vacation of a drainage and utility easement located at 1500 Pumphrey Avenue and further authorizes the mayor and city manager to execute a quitclaim deed relinquishing the property to the Industrial Development Board of the City of Auburn. A public hearing is required.
Move for approval.
Second?
A motion second. This time I'll open the public hearing. If you'd like to address city council, please come forward and give us your name and address for the record. You'll have 5 minutes to speak to the council. No one, we'll close the public hearing. Any comments or questions from the council? All right, have a motion second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion carries.
Item 10B authorizes the City of Auburn to make certain expenditures for the design, development, to acquire, install, and equip capital improvements for public school purposes within the city prior to the issuance of one or more series of tax-exempt general obligation bonds and/or general obligation warrants, with the principal amount not to be in excess of approximately $28.5 million for the second high school project.
Move for approval.
Second.
Have a motion second. Any comments or questions from the council?
This is, I do have a question. This
Please.
is not an expense that we would be fully carrying. This would be reimbursed?
Is a nuance. Go ahead, Allison.
For the project, are you?
The
I'm sorry, I don't-
28.5, would it be reimbursed at as a later date and time?
Yeah, so what we'll do is incur expenditures now that we would reimburse with the debt later.
Okay.
That's what happens,
But then the debt service will be paid through Auburn City Schools.
Right, thank
through
you.
the 16 mil. We pay the debt
So the city, we're not paying $28.5 million. We're not obligating the city for that. This is all
No.
being paid by the school district.
Yes, so all of this debt will be
They're just-
funded from the 16 mil, but we do issue the debt.
Right.
But the debt service would be paid from the 16 mil.
But it's being paid for with funds that the school district already gets or
Yes.
or will
Yeah,
get.
that 16 mil tax, in essence, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
16 mils of property taxes that are reserved for them are used to pay this debt.
Any other questions? Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion carries.
Mayor, those are all the items of business we have for you this evening.
Okay. We'll open a citizens' open forum. If you'd like to address city council about anything, we'll ask that you come forward, give us your name and address for the record. You'll have 3 minutes to speak to the council. Please address your comments to the city council. All right, seeing no one, we'll close citizens' open forum. Anything else from the council? Is there a move to adjourn? We're adjourned.